right, hi students. I wanted to work through an entire problem with you so I can show you how to use your graphing calculator on a problem finding the correlation coefficient in 12.6. So what we're trying to do here is we're going to determine the correlation coefficient of this data. It is, and we want to see if the people who won't try sushi and the people that don't approve of marriage equality have any correlation to see if they're related at all. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit your statistical button and you're going to edit a list. So I'm going to hit enter there. If your list have numbers in them, you can move up and then hit the clear button, and you can move over. You can go over to up to the top where I have this highlighted, and then you can hit the clear button to clear out any data that you have in your lists if you have some. Hit the clear button, not the delete button. Okay, so I'm going to come over and list one. That's my X values, which are 42. And you can just enter 50, enter 64, enter 78, enter. Then I'll move over to the right and put in my Y values, which are 31, 45. Oh, sorry about that. Let me fix those. 31, 45, 55, and 69. So we have our X and Y variables, and now we want to see if they are related or not. So to find if they're related or not, to find our correlation coefficient, you want to hit Stat. We're going to have our computer calculate, and it's called our linear regression is where you will find this information, linear regression. So go down to number 4 and hit enter, and enter again. And if you don't see an R or an R value, that means that your calculator is set in a mode that doesn't show that. So to turn that on, you're going to go to Second, Catalog, and you're going to go down until you see, let me get it, Diagnostics on. So your diagnostics are off. Once you turn them on, they'll stay on your calculator. Again, that was Second, Catalog, and go down to the D's and turn your diagnostics on. If you already see a R and R squared, then you will not have to do this, and you will not have to do it again. So let me clear mine out and show you one more time. Second, Catalog, so you need to go to the catalog and turn your diagnostics on. If you already saw an R and an R squared listed on that last page, then you do not have to do this. Once you turn them on, they stay on. So now when I hit Stat, Calculate, and go down to number 4, you'll see the difference here. Now I have not only what A and B equal, but also what A squared and what R squared and R equal. So R is a correlation coefficient. We will not use R squared in this course. So let's see what it says. I believe it told us to put those, oh, there it is. Do not round to your final answer. Put R in the blank and round to 2 decimal places as needed. So the correct answer, as you see here, is R equals 0.99. Because I would take the 0.987 and the 7 boots the 8 up to a 9. So the answer for R, which means that these are correlated at 0.99, which is very close to +1. Keep in mind that +1 is a perfect positive correlation because it's a positive number. So what we know by knowing that that number is very, very close to +1 is that people that won't try sushi and people that don't approve of marriage equality have a strong positive correlation. Strong positive correlation is 0.99. The closer you are to 1, the stronger the positive correlation. Now, it would be a negative correlation if your R value had ended up being negative. And then if it was about, if it was 0.23 here instead of 0.99, that would have been a weak positive correlation. So that's the answer to B. And for Y down here, you get the first blank is A, because if you'll see here, your linear regression equation is Y equals AX plus B, and they're telling you what to fill in for A because they tell you A equals 0.998, and they're telling you what to plug in with B because they're telling us it's negative 8.4225. So if we have to plug those in, again, it just depends on how many decimal places they ask for there, and I had chopped it off here. So I'm going to say it said 1 decimal place. So if we take this and round it to 1 decimal place, it would be 1.0. So that's why they have 1.0 in front of X. And then come look at your B value. Our B value is negative 8.4. My math lab would have taken that as a correct answer as well as negative 8.5. So either one of those would work in this case. So I hope that helps you work in 12.6 on how to find the correlation coefficient, what it means, and how it tells if something has a positive correlation and negative correlation, if it is strong or weak correlation, and how to write out what we call our equation for the regression line. All that comes from your TI calculator. Thanks for listening.